In the 80s, the 1980s, I owned a Jeep. It was probably my favorite car of all time. It was a military-style Jeep before the Jeep brand really took off and it became a status trip and that type of thing. Mine had been a military. This is the grayish-greenish military Jeep, and all metal, solid metal, and it didn't have a top. So I was just being LA, being trendy, pre-trendy actually. And so I'm driving down Wilshire Boulevard, and I'm going faster than everybody else. I'm just, having to get time, winding my hair. As I said, I didn't have a top on the Jeep, so it was my convertible. So anyway, as I'm speeding, a police officer pulls me over and asks for my identification and insurance, of course, which I gave to him. But before all of that, he actually asked me, do you know how fast you were going? And I said, well, actually, I really don't, only because my speedometer isn't working, which it really wasn't. He said, yeah, but you're going faster than everybody else. I said, yeah, I did kind of notice that. And he said, well, what's the deal with that? So, I just said, well, I really just didn't even think about it. So he said, this is your Jeep? I said, yeah, I love it. It's great. And he said, yeah, he had one when he was in the military. He loved driving his Jeep. And so he started talking about his experiences in the military. And I was like, yeah, this is so great. It's like low to no maintenance. And, it's, it has the power and everything else like that. So, he kept talking. He was doing more talking than I was. Talking about his experiences in the military. Now, mind you, this was a white officer, and this was the 1980s. So, after he got through, he said, you need to get this speedometer fixed. So I figured I'd get at least a fix-it ticket. But he said, no, just go ahead and get the speedometer fixed. And when you see you're going faster than other people, slow it down. That's it. Okay? Have a great day. And that was it. That's my experience. Now, was it because of anything that I said, obviously it wasn't a racial issue. We broke that barrier. Did I meet him on common ground? I don't know. What I really think, though, is that God has his hand over my life. And he gets me out of all kinds of situations and all kinds of trouble. Because I believe in him and I trust in him. And that's just it.